Hello and welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure to smash a like and subscribe if you are new. We're trying to hit 500 before the end of the year. And Max Kilman has signed for West Ham United. Has been announced. Big up gaming straight away in the chat. Thank you for being in the chat. And West Ham has signed Max Kilman on a 7-year deal. I didn't know it was going to be 7 years. I didn't know. I thought it was 4 or 5. Someone asked me yesterday on Lewis's stream. I thought it was like 4 or 5. I wasn't too sure. It didn't really say in the Fabrizio stuff. I didn't really notice it in the ex-West Ham employee reports. But 7 years, and we paid 40 million. That has ended up being very good business in the end. And I'm just very happy with it. We're gonna actually react to some of the stuff on the website and see if we can get any interview stuff of what he said. I'm going to try and stream way more often as well. And I'm going to say this as well. From next season, match reactions are going to be live. They're not going to be done by pre-record anymore. I will still do pre-recorded videos and uploads, but I'm going to just go live more because that seems to be where it's at. And it's actually better just to interact with you lot rather than just, me talking to the camera. Because then I actually have more to say and we'll actually get longer form content as well. But anyway, let's get into this. West Ham United is delighted to announce the signing of Wolverhampton Wanderers central defender Maximilian Kilman. Maximilian, that's some Harry Potter name. The 27-year-old has put a pen to paper on a 7-year contract at the London Stadium after spending 6 hugely successful years at Molineux, where he played under the new Hammers coach Julian Lopetegui and was named captain last year. There's actually rumours of him being captain straight away. I'm not too sure about how I feel about that. Possessing plenty of Premier League experience, Kilman has forged a strong reputation as a hugely talented and reliable defender with more than 150 appearances at Wolves, where he played his part in a run to the Europa League quarter-final in 1920. Okay, signing, not great. I hear that. I like the player. I do have my reservations, of course. Big up Wasim and big up Josiah as well. Big up Wasim as well. Hey, buddy, good signing overall. I'm pleased. Fair enough. Yeah, I like the signing. I do have my reservations, but Lopetegui wants him. We just need to get this right with the amount of times we sign centre-backs. So, that's just my thing. It's a bit like the striker situation. We need to get this next striker one right. Because how many times have we been here where we need a striker, we always fail to actually succeed with building around a striker. Possessing plenty of Premier League experience. I've already read that. Having started his career at Maidenhead, which has been put out there quite a few times, where he was managed by Hammers legend Alan Devonshire. Kilman has thrived ever since, moving up to the top flight with his August 2018 move to the Midlands, and is now thrilled to be taking the next step in his career in East London. Is he the Zuma replacement? He's probably the Aged replacement. If Aged goes, no, actually, to be fair, he's the Ogbonna replacement. Funny enough, he's actually the Ogbonna replacement because we're only going to sign another centre back if Zuma and Aged go. So that's why we've been rumoured to sign 2 centre backs. So he's the Ogbonna replacement. So I'd actually say it's quite an upgrade on Ogbonna if we're looking at it like that, because Ogbonna was finished. But all due respect to Ogbonna. Max Kilman said it's amazing to be a West Ham United player. As soon as I was aware of the interest from the club, it was an opportunity I was keen to pursue. Everyone says that. So I couldn't be more delighted to be here. I really enjoyed working with Julian during his time at Wolves. He's a top class coach and someone I learned a lot from, and I am confident I will continue to improve as a player under his management here. Kilman added, West Ham is a massive club, and I feel this as a natural next step forward in my career. Don't know how the Wolves fans will like that. Playing in front of a passionate fan base with 62,000 supporters packing out London Stadium every other week is something I am incredibly excited about. Having spoken at length with both Julian and Tim, I was hugely encouraged about the ambition of the club and their plans for the future. They want to make big noise here at West Ham, and as a new player coming in, that's an incredible thing to hear. Sure it is as well. Tim Steinen not only does try and get the transfer, he does go and try and talk to the players and stuff. That we're trying to sign. He went to talk to Luis Gil with his family in Brazil and stuff as well. So I can imagine those conversations are important. Give me literally 1 second, guys. Right. Sounds down to earth. Worked his way up from non-league footy. Hope he does well for us. Yeah, Joe, the non-league football stuff, like, it's good to see like where he's come from and how he's made it to the Premier League. I like his story. Yeah, it's bad, especially from like futsal and Maidenhead. He's got a futsal background. So that's why he's so good on the ball, etc. What did I read? As a new player coming in, I'm looking forward to getting down to work and preparing for an exciting season ahead. He was West London born, including he played 24 games for as captain under Lopetegui's management at Wolves during the 22-23 season. And technical director Tim Snyder is thrilled to be able to bring Kilman's talents to East London. So this is what Tim Snyder has said. We're delighted to have secured Max's signature. He was one of our top targets in the central defensive area this transfer window, so we couldn't be happier to have completed the deal to bring him to West Ham United. This is a serious and notable moment for West Ham United. They're starting with an established, proven Premier League central defender in the peak years of his career. He has many great qualities as a defender. He's a strong, powerful centre-back who possesses the leadership qualities that are so important in that area of the pitch. Julian and I have spoken about about the kind of characters we want to bring to West Ham, and Max fits the bill. Yeah, I hope we haven't stopped doing that when we look at the personality and the character of the player, just as much as we look at the skill set and the type of player that we're actually signing as well, because that's what David Moyes was actually really good at. Where I'll give him credit where it's due. When we were so good, he was actually very good at signing certain characters and keeping the dressing room happy by not signing, someone mad, like arrogant, etc. But Max Kilman seems to have that balance of great humbleness off the pitch, but great arrogance on the pitch. We need on the pitch arrogance, not off the pitch arrogance. His arrival shows the ambition of the board to bring big players to the football club. And to be fair, to get him from Wolves is actually quite sick. I'll be honest, because he is technically making a sideward step on paper just because it's a team that's not in Europe, that's in the Premier League. However, hopefully we can get back into Europe this season. I'm not going to put that expectation on straight away, but I'm hoping that maybe next season we can do that. I'm sure the West Ham fans are as excited as we are all about this signing. Yep, and that's pretty much what they said in about that. But obviously, Anton Ferdinand has done an interview with him as well. The thing is, I actually want to react to the Anton Ferdinand thing on here, on live, but I don't know whether it will get copyrighted or not. So that's the thing. I'm sorry, my thing is so bright. I don't really know how to fix the lighting because that's just the way it is. But I kind of want to react to the Anton Ferdinand thing on here. But yeah, the copyright and stuff like that. I don't know whether I can. I don't know whether the club will take my fucking video down just for doing that. But the announcement was kind of meaty. The announcement was meaty, I'll be honest, but it looks like we're not focusing on that, to be fair. Not focusing on the big announcements. It looks like we've got a lot of business to do. Maybe down later on we'll get better announcements and stuff like that. But obviously Lewis Gil, Max Kilman being the main signing so far. West Fotheringham is a signing. It doesn't really count. So technically we've got three signings, but two important ones, like a third choice goalkeeper. I'm not really too fussed. But we've got someone that can play left wing, right wing, attacking midfield, etc. And we've also got a ball playing centre back that can probably play both sides of the centre back role. Let's say we was to keep again and Zuma, we wasn't to get another centre back, it will probably be Kilman and Mavropanos as our centre backs, which I am fine with as a starter. Again, Zuma, you never know. Again, might want to revive his career at West Ham if he doesn't get his move. You never know. But I don't particularly want him at the club. I don't want Zuma at the club either. But we're not going to sign three centre backs. We're probably going to let Zuma go on a free, which is unfortunate. But that's the way it is. We're not going to re-sign someone that's got that injury record unless he has some mad season where he's injury free and he's happy to play as a squad player. Then it is what it is. But I think even he's going to realise he's going to have a lack of games, and he's going to be like, well, I can get a free move here to somewhere else. But the thing is, apparently Zuma doesn't He's not particularly fond of leaving. So God knows. Maybe he thinks he can't get a move either, just because of the whole cat stuff. Maybe I don't know whether maybe that might affect the move and stuff like that. But this is the thing with Max Kilman, great on the ball. We know that for sure. My only thing is that when he gets physical with strikers, can he handle it 1v1 when someone's taking him out wide down the channels, etc. That's why. That's why I think. Big up Jay Woods. Hi Mike. Kyle Walker Peters, Duran, Jota Silva should be the next signings. Never watched Jota Silva. I know we've been linked for a while, and those links have died down. It seems that we're looking for a left winger anyway, so I don't know if Gil Herme was the left winger signing. So I don't know what Gil Herme is for this team, really. If we're still going after like Jaden Philogene, we still have some interest in the Wesley guy, the Wesley Kosova guy from Brazil, and Jota Silva as well. I've never watched him. I don't know whether I could talk to anyone to see if they've watched him, but Duran as well. Yeah, listen, Duran wouldn't be the worst signing, but I just think we could do better. If we're linked to Ivan Toney, I'd rather get Ivan Toney, even though Duran's younger. Ivan Toney's a way better striker, and even like Jonathan David's more established in terms of the leagues, etc. Then again, Duran. The thing is, Duran will still have to settle in because as much as he's been in the Premier League for like 18 months or whatever, like he hasn't really played much. So he'd still have to settle into a whole new system after barely playing for Aston Villa. I know him and Emery have never gotten along. Ever since he's joined, like I think 6 months in, I saw reports about them two not getting along. So that'll be interesting to see if we can get that of Villa. But I think, again, that's going to be a harder deal to do just because Villa would have to sign a replacement for a striker and stuff like that. So I think they're going to charge quite high, especially with the interest that's with them. They've got like interest from Chelsea, etc. But I think that might have died down, that interest. I'm trying to find more stuff on Max Kilman, guys. I'm trying to find more stuff on what we can look at. Ivan Toney would be perfect. I do agree. Ivan Toney would literally be perfect. That's the thing. We probably have minor interest, but it actually kind of helps that other clubs have died down their interest. Club chairman from Maidenhead has released a statement following Max Kilman's sale to West Ham. I would like to congratulate former Maidenhead player Max Kilman on completing his transfer from Wolves to West Ham and wish him every success for this exciting next stage of his career. It's no secret that we sold Max to Wolves in 2018 with a sell-on clause was included with the transfer agreement, which the club will now benefit from over the coming few years. This is probably big for them as a non-league club. Like, what is it, like 8 million they've got from this? I've never seen a statement about a sell-on clause before. That's it's kind of interesting, but you can tell how happy they are if they were to make a statement about it. Yeah, they're going to say it's confidential and stuff. However, we were engaged with various parties during the negotiation process for Max's transfer. Fair enough. We reached a mutually agreeable position that all parties are satisfied with, and importantly, is in the best interest of the club. I mean, listen, big up Maidenhead. They've got Alan Devonshire, so listen, all the best to them then. All the best to them. I'm sure Maidenhead, everyone at Maidenhead's probably happy with that. Let's be real. I just realised that the West Ham put the thing as Kilman confirmed as like kill confirmed, like Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. I'm trying to find more stuff. Let me try and find more stuff. Is there any articles I can read? This is a serious and notable moment for West Ham, says Rashane Thomas from The Athletic. The signing of an established, proven Premier League defender in the peak years of his career. He is in the peak years of his career. It's a good age to sign someone. Let's hope we can sign him after the Euros. Yes, I would love to sign Ivan Toney after the Euros. Like, we need these competitions died down. I was hoping Canada got knocked out yesterday due to the fact that we're linked to Jonathan David. But apparently the next thing is going to be a striker. There was something about I could react to the West Ham Ways video talking about transfer targets about that as well, because I think X might be on there. I'm not too sure, but apparently striker is going to be our next target. I'm not too sure though. Like if striker is our next target, I hope we're not disappointed with the targets. I'm glad the NS series links have died down as well. I'm not particularly fond of the Enesiri links. Obviously, the ideal one would be Ivan Toney. We've been linked with Solanke before. We're not going to get Solanke either. Solanke's had a massive season at Bournemouth. It would be very unrealistic if we got Solanke. We literally finished like a position above them, like one or two positions above Bournemouth last season. Like, you're not going to want to move to us unless we're his best option and he actually wants to leave. But then again, even if I'm taking my West Ham hat off that situation, I'm probably going to stay at Bournemouth if I'm him. All right, there's nothing on Twitter. Let me go back to the West Ham website. But make sure to smash a like as well, guys, because we're trying to hit 500 subscribers as well, and everything helps in the algorithm. And I will be streaming more often. I will have my England match reaction out later. It won't be live just because we're not the later game. We're the earlier game, so I can't really do a live like in between. And obviously the Turkey-Netherlands game is straight after, pretty much. West Ham have also posted 8 things you need to know about Max Kilman. He made his way up from non-league to the Premier League. We've already kind of gone through that footballing journey from... he was in Fulham's academy, it makes sense, from West London, and Gillingham. I'm pretty sure that's West London. It was at South East London side Welling United that he made his first senior appearance, fair enough. They are also called the Magpies, funny enough. And he was actually managed by Alan Devonshire. Well, Alan Devonshire's been at Maidenhead for years, from what I know. He represented the Three Lions at futsal level. During his time at non-league, earned 25 caps. I mean, so that as I said, guys, that's why he's so good on the ball. Like, that's why people talk about his ball playing ability a lot. So, I mean, that's a boost for us, especially with the way we're trying to play it. Like, I actually want to get up this. I might try and find this quote that I saw. Like, Mohamed Kudus was talking about the way Lopetegui wants to play. I thought it was quite interesting because obviously Lopetegui was talking about having a balanced style of football, but he's clearly told the players that he wants to be a bit more attacking. He went to Wolves in 2018, Max Kilman. What was that, 18-19 season then? So when their first season in the Premier League, that's when they signed him. So it is what it is. They signed that's a big risk, by the way. But he signed from Maidenhead to Wolves in his first season in the Premier League, and he hit the ground running. That's a great signing. Quickly made his mark. Voice crack. He quickly made his mark in Europe. Maximilian's full Wolves debut came not in the Premier League, but on the European stage. He made his first start for Molyneux in the Europa League third qualifying round. So I think he was in the academy first. Like, they signed him in 2018, put him in the academy, and then he really came alive in like 1920 season, or like he was around the first team probably in 18-19, but never really got a start. And then 1920 season he became like a first team player almost, because he impressed that much in the academy, I assume. Especially if you come from futsal and then you impress at academy level, you're going to like be quite clear on most of the players that run the ball, etc. and stuff like that. So that does actually make a lot of sense. Apparently Wolves won 4-0. Obviously his debut was given by Nuno Espirito Santo, so again he's used to playing 3 at the back. He used to play with players like Connor Cody and I can't remember, it was Romain Saiss, I think, the original 3 at the back that they had. He completed his first entry of Premier League appearances last season. Oh yeah, so he's already made 100 Premier League appearances. So, I mean, we've watched him for years. Like, right, the guy's a good player. I've always said I'll take him. So, maybe my reservations are a bit me being too cautious. I don't know, but we can't really judge too much until we've seen him play. You know, all I'm saying is that, as I said before, I expect more instant results from a player that's Premier League established than I do someone from like when we first signed again or someone like that. When we first signed Mavropanos, I'm not expecting instant results. Like this season, I'm expecting more instant results from Mavropanos because he's had his first season. But yeah, so I'm not really many excuses from the centre back point of view. We got to make that work. No, not from the coaches, not from the players. He was one of the 2 Premier League players, outfield players, to play every single minute last year. So hopefully he doesn't get injured like every other centre back we have, like Mavropanos, like Zuma, like again. How many times every year, guys, have we talked about a centre back crisis due to injuries and stuff? Hopefully, Max Kilman can keep that up for us, and we don't receive so much bad luck that he gets injured for us. Because remember, when we bought Thomas Suchek, he never got injured in his career. This like first week, he got injured. Apparently, the only other person to play every minute last season was William Saliba. Pardon me. And the only two outfield players. Okay, so they're both two outfield players were centre backs. He's a regular captain at Wolves. So I mean, it's kind of impressive to sign an English player that's a captain from a club, if you put it that way, from a fellow Premier League club. A fellow Premier League club that isn't in Europe. It's more impressive to like attract them as well. He has said that I'm not going to give up until it's impossible. Talking about trying to get an England call up. I know I've got to improve, but I know I'm doing really well as well. I'm definitely competing with the other centre backs in the Premier League. Sure, I do kind of agree. I've had worse. He probably should have got called up over Dunk if we're being real. But then again, the previous season Kilman had, it wasn't great either, but it is what it is. Before, my goal was to become a regular at Wolves. Now my goal is to play for England, and that's the next step. I think I've been consistent the last couple of the seasons, and I think I'm really pushing to be in the squad. It's my dream to play for England. And he's already talked about being established for Wolves, like being a regular starter and stuff. So coming to here, he's expected to be a regular starter over here. And he kind of has to be because we signed him for 40 million, and also Lopetegui's worked with him, so he's probably going to favour him. But he kind of has to be a regular starter. The interesting thing is he going to do this whole Mavropanos left centre back, Kilman right centre back thing where both of them are opposite foots, etc.? I don't think he's going to. But Max Kilman does play right centre back a lot as a left footer. But the only thing that will hinder is Mavropanos' left foot. Mavropanos has got a good enough weak foot. I've never really seen his use his left foot. But I think if we use Kilman and Mavropanos, that's going to be really good for us. I think we'll play really well. But yeah, that's it on Max Kilman. Let's talk about West Ham still. Don't get me wrong. We're going to talk about West Ham again. I'm going to see if I can find it on the website. But if you guys are interested, we're going to talk about the fixtures. The fixtures that have changed. So what I forgot, guys, and I literally tweeted this like today, is because we're not in Europe, I forget how many Saturdays we're actually going to be on. Like, the past 3 seasons, we've been so used to the European competition, I forget we're not going to be on many Sundays. We're not going to be on many Super Sundays. So we're live more often. Because every time we were live on a Sunday, we was the game that you had to find a link for, or you could only be at the game to see it. But we've got 2 5:30 games. Obviously, everyone knows that Aston Villa won. First game of the season, I'm going to be there as well. And the Man City game. That game's at home, I think. Yeah, we'll host Manchester City on the 31st of August. That's long, man. 5:30 against Man City. I just want to get that game out of the way, man. That will also broadcast live on Sky Sports. Then 3 weeks later, Chelsea make the trip to London Stadium. And I'll be live on the 12:30 kickoff. Why do they always put West Ham Chelsea on 12:30? Why do they always put West Ham Chelsea 12:30? It wasn't 12:30 last season, but it was the first game of a Super Sunday last season. But the season before that, it was a 12:30 kickoff. The season before that, it was a 12:30 kickoff. Ah, fuck's sake, Jonathan. Big up, Mickey. Big up, Jonathan. Why did I reveal that on Lewis's stream? Why did I do that to my? That's self-inflicted. That's self-inflicted. That's gonna be a running joke. Big up, Jonathan, as always. But yeah, Chelsea make the trip to London Stadium. They always put West Ham Chelsea 12:30. I'm hoping we keep our home record against them because we seem to beat them at our stadium and seem to always get battered at Stamford Bridge or always just lose there. So yeah, that is what it is. But we're going to be on a lot more Saturdays as well. Obviously, due to the fact that we're not in Europe and stuff. I'm going to try and find a Mohamed Kudus quotes as well because that seems to be interesting. Like if the players openly talking about the style of play and stuff like that. But obviously that's going to benefit the players that we have already. Because our best players are attacking players. That's what was so frustrating about last season is that we're being so defensive and trying to get the best out of defenders that can't defend when defending deep. Whilst we have attackers that need to play on the front foot, need to play with freedom, etc. But that's the thing. That's going to be interesting to see, like, if the numbers go up for the attackers, patterns of play will definitely improve. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to find this Mohamed Kudus quote. Just give me a sec. I think it was posted yesterday. I'm pretty sure. Was it 5th of July yesterday? Oh, there's a David Moyes quote, Aaron Cresswell. Cressy came to my office, and it was announced when it was announced I was leaving. We had a good chat. He pretty much just thanked me for everything. It was nice of him to do that. I got wind that he was saying that he was staying, and I congratulated him. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, that's okay. There it is. There it is, guys. Big up to East London Hammers on Twitter, by the way. One of the few West Ham accounts I actually interact with. What position? Wait, let me get your comment up. Give me a sec, Jonathan. What position are you targeting at West Ham? Well, we probably need another centre back, and we're only going to get another centre back if again or Zuma go. And a midfielder if probably Flynn Downs goes, but apparently they want a midfielder anyway. We probably need another number 8, but the problem is Ward-Prowse and Souček are the number 8, so it's going to be quite overloaded anyway. But the thing is, Souček needs to leave. A right back because Ben Johnson has left. I mean, for me, I would have liked a left back, but Aaron Cresswell was staying, unfortunately. And a striker, of course, and they're targeting a left winger as well. So we've got a lot of business to do, Jonathan. I'll be real. Now, we've got a big rebuild in our hands, but luckily, we've got an actual coach this time. This is a quote from Kudus on his conversation with Julian Lopetegui. It was a basic introduction on how he wants to play attacking football. We'll find out more about how he wants to play in pre-season. It was good to find out his plans for the team. Basically, a whole new squad. Yes, Jonathan, yes. Yeah, pretty much. But that's how bad we were how bad we actually were last season. There was so much gaping holes in that squad that a lot of us saw what we needed to improve. A lot of us saw that there are so many gaping holes in this team. When you had to look at the starting lineup, you can think, okay, Antonio can still play a role. Paquetá, Kudus, and Bowen are good players. Alvarez is a good player. And Mavropanos is a good player. Emerson's a good player. But that's just in the starting 11, and the goalkeeper section is fine. That's completely fine. Areola, Fabianski, and Fotheringham's not going to play. But pretty much every position, I pretty much said at the start of the summer, mate, that we need a player nearly every position. We're not going to get that done in this window, probably. I think we should probably target a striker more than a left winger. If we got Guilherme and Cornet, if we still got Maxwell Cornet, we don't need to sign another left winger. If we just wait until maybe someone wants to come in for him, I want to keep Maxwell Cornet, personally. So maybe left winger isn't as much of an option right now. Maybe Guilherme was that guy, but apparently I've heard mixed things about Guilherme. About some people said he's better off the right. Some people say he prefers to play on the left. I'm not too sure. I think he's just signed for versatility. I don't think he signed straight away to be a regular starter. He definitely signed for the first team, but regular starter, I'm not too sure. But Ward-Prowse will be a good enough 8 for the club, but he needs another 8 in competition. Souček will not be able to play this fast-paced, or not even fast-paced, controlling possession-based style of football, linking up with players and stuff, because the guy can't pass the ball 5 yards. He can crash the box, he can put a last-ditch tackle in and put his body on the line, but all of these attributes are actually off the ball. He's not really good at anything on the ball apart from pinging the ball diagonally and stuff. But this is interesting to see that Mohamed Kudus actually said this to do Lopetegui about how he wants to play attacking football. I think he knows himself that that's what the direction is going to be with him and Sadio being aligned and stuff. So that's interesting. What's happening with Sadio Rama? He's gone, mate. Leon triggered the buy option. He wasn't really good enough anyway. We needed that money, and he was obviously on loan last season, but the buy option got triggered. They had a transfer embargo, so it took them time to actually get deals over the line. I think they're still on an embargo, but they get permission to do certain transfers. That's why they were after the Minteg guy from Newcastle that went to Brighton and stuff like that. But yeah, he's gone to Leon. I'm not really gonna. Funny enough, on this shirt, Ben Rama's on the back of this shirt, because I actually believed in him that much in the 21-22 season. But no, it never really worked. The thing is, he could strike a ball at times, but most of the time with Ben Rama, it would either go straight over the bar, or he would just pass it to the keeper. That would pretty much be what Ben Rama's like with his whole shooting thing. And it would take too long to actually cross the ball. So when he's taking on a man, he's going left, right, but he's taking so long with the ball. So that was the main problem with him. To be completely real. But yeah, let me stop sharing that now. Uh, but if that should be an encouraging sign, people, like that we're actually going to see not just better football, but that we're going to get more out of the players that we have. We're going to actually pass in between the lines. Like when Edson Alvarez comes back fully fit, we're going to have a midfielder that's a six that's going to come and receive the ball off the defense and basically pass through to the attackers that are going to be trying to stretch the teams and stuff. Like the Guardian said that. Listen, this is the Guardian, so it's a Jacob Steinberg we're talking about here, which is unfortunate. West Ham want a striker, a midfielder, and a winger. NFL talks with Southampton over signing Kyle Walker-Peters. The fullback could be part of the deal that takes Flynn down to Southampton. That's the thing, though. Apparently, because it's not a direct swap deal, there's a slight chance that we might be able to keep them both. If we have the ability to keep Kyle Walker-Peters and Flynn Downs, that'll be sick. That's the thing. They've got to let go of Kyle Walker-Peters. We don't have to let go of Flynn Downs because Kyle Walker-Peters got 1 year left. That's the ideal signing. I think Kyle Walker-Peters will sign for West Ham. That's the most confident I am in any player that's coming to this club. I see West Ham getting Jonathan David. That's the thing. Like a lot of people have said that. Like I wish I could tell you that I've watched this guy millions of times, so you can tell you that this guy's perfect. I haven't. I've not even watched a Canada game this Copa America. I know they won yesterday on penalties, but I was hoping they'd go out just so that we can try and pursue him. But I mean, it seems realistic just because of the price as well, like 20, 25 million, etc. Apparently Lopetegui's looking to have a new captain as well. It could be Bowen, could be Alvarez, could be Ward-Prowse. Who would you appoint as captain, guys, at West Ham? Put that in the comments. I would appoint Alvarez just because I wouldn't do it with Kilman just because I think if you appoint a new signing for captain, you've got a whole dressing room of players that have been at the club already, and you've got a guy who's just come in and has become captain. I don't think that's a good idea. That's why I didn't want Moyes to get Maguire as well. That's another reason because Moyes was wanting to promise Maguire the captaincy role. Obviously, he ended up giving it to Zuma. I don't think Zuma's a terrible captain as people think. I just think he was just terrible. He had terrible performances. I don't think he was a terrible captain. I think he was terrible last season. But I don't think Kilman's the right idea. I don't see Bowen as a captain. I see Bowen as one of our best players. I see him as a leader by example. I don't see Bowen as a leader. I'm assuming he wants to be captain of West Ham because he seems to embrace the club like he grew up on Green Street. But I wouldn't appoint Bowen as captain, so it'd be like an Alvarez for me. And Ward-Prowse has been here a year, so maybe I'd give it to Ward-Prowse as well, like one of them. I know people wouldn't like that just because they don't really want to see Ward-Prowse play as much. But I like Ward-Prowse. I think he'll be good for the club. But then again, I don't know who else. I agree with Seam. Alvarez should be captain as well. Apparently, En-Nesyri has been linked to Fenerbahce and Saudi, according to Santi JFM. Santi JFM also said that West Ham will get Doku. So take that what you will. But again, I really don't think he's good enough. I also agree with this guy from West Ham Stuff that said on Twitter that if he was the one we wanted, we would have moved for him by now. Maybe the striker target is going to go on a bit. But I would like Ivan Toney. Depending on the price, of course, as well. But then again, fuck the price, honestly. Just get Ivan Toney. Honestly, if we don't need to sell to buy it, we can afford to pay anything for Ivan Toney. I'm getting Ivan Toney. Like, that's how good I think he is. Like, I don't care, mate. Big up World Evento. Hey, mate, how are you? I'm good, bro. Hope you're well. Man. I'm good on this fine day of signing Max Kilman. And I'll be good until 5 p.m. until England play. So big up yourself, man. Hope you're well. Hope everyone's well in the chat, of course, as well. Obviously, Maidenhead are very happy with the Max Kilman signing. Obviously, we're happy about the Max Kilman signing as well. I also tweeted as well, like talking about as much as I can't see as much as I want Kyle Walker-Peters at this club, I can't see Southampton get Max Aarons, sorry. While with Bournemouth letting go already. I know someone said he's not that good. I disagree. I think Max Aarons is a good player, but I just don't see, like, after a season where he's been riddled with injuries, I don't see why he would straight away let him go. After that was a signing that they literally made the effort to hijack off Leeds United. You need to get one of ESR, Reece Nelson. Do you know what? I've always liked Reece Nelson. Like, I've generally always liked Reece Nelson. I would take him at this club. Smith Rowe is a very good player, but he's injury prone. That's the only problem. I don't want any more injury prone players at this club. I wouldn't shake my head and like roll my eyes at a signing of Emil Smith Rowe. I'd still be happy with it. But I'm not sure it's a needed position. I think he's better down the middle, and I don't think we really necessarily need an attacking midfielder right now. Just because we've got two very good tens in Kudus and Paquetá. Yeah, no, fair. I have to stay up until 4 a.m. to watch England. Jesus Christ. Fair enough. Fair enough, man. Honestly, I think if I was... I know this doesn't make any sense, but if I was an England supporter from another country, I wouldn't watch England. Don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth getting up for it. I'll be real, just because of. I mean, look at us. We couldn't even break down Slovenia. Couldn't break down Slovakia. We needed a Rory Delap throw in and a Jude Bellingham overhead kick just to score. So Switzerland's going to be long, especially changing to a 3 at the back and the media link and that stuff, leaking that stuff. So the Switzerland already know what England are going to do. I'm not really too bothered. I'm not going to be too angry if England lose either. I don't get as angry for England losing as I do for West Ham losing. If you guys saw me do West Ham watch logs, I think I might get my channel taken down just from the shit that I say when watching West Ham. And to be fair, that's not the reason why I don't do West Ham watch logs. The reason why I don't do West Ham watch logs is actually because I go to the games at home, and most of the away games I just watch downstairs with my mum. So, like whether it's a link on TV or stuff, I'm usually watching it with people. So that's why I don't do watch-alongs for West Ham. They will come eventually on this channel because I'm assuming I'm going to be doing this channel for a very long time. But might do a watch-along for the pre-season games, for the US ones, because I know my mum would not want to stay up to watch that. So I'm probably going to stay up and watch that. But I'm going to actually have to find a link to watch those games. I don't know how I'm going to, but I will find a way. If I have to pay for it, I'll pay for it. I'll watch it. Fuck it. Why not? I'm dedicated to the cause. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the West Ham front. I think. Obviously, as I said earlier, I want to react to the Anton Ferdinand interview, but man, copyright's an absolute arsehole. That's the thing. I'm trying to find more West Ham news as well, because like, unfortunately, when we sign a new player, all like the other West Ham news kind of like dies down. But I'm assuming we're working on deals still. We have to. It's the summer transfer window. There's no excuses. It's also the 6th of July. We need to get deals done instantly. And like, I haven't really felt any dopamine from any transfer this summer just yet. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of not. I'm like cautiously excited about the season. But I want to, obviously, preseason will tell me a lot. Preseason won't tell me a lot in terms of results. I don't really care about results. I'm going to be completely real. I don't care about results in preseason. I care about how we played and what I'm going to see in the direction I'm going to see. Like in the previous preseason, when we got battered by Leverkusen in preseason, it wasn't the fact that we got battered. It was the fact that we couldn't handle a team playing that sort of possession style of football. Little did I know they were going to become one of the best teams in the world, don't get me wrong. But we couldn't handle it. And that told me a lot about the season because we played similar teams to like Oliver Glasner's team at Palace. And we saw we got battered by them as well. And the whole player stopped trying. And we saw Moyes' mentality from pre-season. You can tell someone's mentality from pre-season. We would get battered in pre-season, and he decides to put an extra defender on to make it a 3 at the back. That's exactly what he did against Fulham to get us battered 5-0. I hope Lopetegui doesn't do that sort of nonsense. What I need to see from Lopetegui is a better style of football, yes, but just to get the best out of the players that he has. Also, better substitutions. I want to see better substitutions. I actually want to see players be given a chance that you wouldn't think given a chance. I want to see, if Maxwell Cornet stays, I want to see Maxwell Cornet play. Simple as that. I want to see Maxwell Cornet get at least more than 2 appearances. But yeah, a 7-year deal, what the fuck? He will be 35, and if West Ham tries to sell him at 32, he could say no and sit on the final 3 years. To be fair, it's very rare that footballers sit on the final 3 years, but I think at 7 years, the reason why he's been signed for 7 years is so we can like pay the 40 million over the 7 years, because that's usually how the contracts work and stuff like that. But I think it's very rare as well where you sign a big player you're never gonna have a 27-year-old that's resellable after you sign him for a long time. And you hope by the time he's 35, if he really works out that much, he may be able to retire at West Ham. You never know. But I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. We're just gonna have to see. But it's very rare that someone will sit on the final 3 years of the contract. Like it will literally have to be they sell them in the last 2 years, or they wait until the last year just to wait it out. But I think honestly, I think a 7-year deal is actually probably more of a good thing though. You can't PL change it to only fees that are allowed over 5 years max, so Chelsea screwed that for everyone. I think that might be for Europe, it's to do with Europe as well though. I think if you're not like, because they changed it to do with UEFA, I swear. Did they not change it to do with like European teams? So if you're in Europe, you can't do that. I think that's why we did it over the 7 years, because we would have never done that before. Yeah, FFP, yeah. But I think that might have been done for European teams. I'm not too sure about the financial things. I'll be real. But I'm not too worried about that, bro. I'll be honest. Like if we still pay that over 5 years, I don't think that's a terrible thing. And we don't need to sell to buy. Like, it's not actually taking a big chunk of our budget necessarily. It's actually kind of ironic now, because now that Kilman's gone, Wolves fans are like appointing like maybe like Craig Dawson might be one of their contenders as captain. So it's funny how everything comes around. I mean, Lopetegui was the one that signed Dawson. Obviously, they might sign Lamina as well. Zuma's trending. Why is Zuma always trends on Twitter, by the way? But as soon as I click on Zuma, it's just old tweets. Just old tweets. I think it's a very good thing that again on Zuma, I'm probably not going to start. That was meant to be the original Cinemat partnership in like 2022, but nah, that was never going to be good long term. However, I'm going to end it there, guys. I'm going to end it there. I've gone to 42 minutes. We'll keep doing longer streams as time goes on, but for now, yeah, we're going to end it there. But I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed the stream. I'm going to definitely stream more often. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you are new. Social medias are, well, they're not in the description of this, but they're in the description of all my normal videos and the email for the inquiries. And yeah, we're on the road to 500 subscribers to set at the bottom. So if you're new, subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.